Hi everyone. How are you? All good? Can you hear me? So another day we meet each other from Giza. Ah, I know I'm dressed exactly the same as yesterday, but I want you to know that I got a shower. Okay, so I'm clean. So today we are here to work with the sacrum chakra in the physical aspect, which is the physical week, and in the last days of Virgo constellation. So we are trying to finish this um, analyzing month. So of course that we are going to be analyzing ourselves through the whole year, but I guess not so much and so deep as we have done with Virgo. So let's go to the information that I wrote today in the blog related to the sacrum chakra in the physical aspect, which is related to the concept of process, the process. For sure, you have said to yourself or you have said about others that you are in a process, that or that person is through a process. We usually talk about process in this spiritual world, but do we really know what a process means? So related with what we had spoken with the pancreas yesterday, we are going to try to describe what a process means. To understand first of all this concept, we should go to the origin of the word. So process comes from the Latin word pro, which is to go ahead, and cedere, that means to walk. So to proceed, the process means to walk ahead, to move forward, to develop. So the meaning of the word process would be to be moving forward through a path. That's the meaning of process. So always we may say, I am in a process, yes, or I am in a process of crisis or in a process of awakening. What we are trying to say is that we are moving forward and trying to evolve from what we first were. So now you have the concept of process. This is the concept of what it means to go ahead, to move forward. And then we have the word that is the verb of moving forward, which is to proceed, okay, to proceed and go ahead. But also we have the other word, okay, that means to process something, to make something to go through a process, process a material. And that's the one that we are going to talk about. So, for example, when we start to talk about to process something, we usually talk about this in the concept of I am trying to process this idea. Okay, so what it means to process something, it is to hold to catch a whole concept that I don't understand, that I don't get. So I start to divide it in different pieces so I can understand the different parts. Okay, so I could get the idea of the whole, because I cannot process the whole thing because I cannot get it. Something like usually happens with my videos, for example, that the whole thing maybe you cannot get it, but then when you just try to put all the things by separate, you will pick all the concepts that, oh, I got this, I got this, I got that, and then you can understand everything. So that means to process an idea. So when we are trying to understand this from the point of view of the ideas, it's not how we really do it in reality. We are humans, and as humans, thinking is not the first thing that happens. What happens first is the biological aspect, the body. So through the process of the body is how we create ideas. So we have to go to the first system that makes the process of everything that comes within, so we could understand how it works. And that system in our body that makes the most biggest process of the physical aspect is the digestive system. So this is also what happens when we have a big concept or something that we cannot understand, and suddenly you use the word, I am trying to digest this. So the reason why we use the words to digest and to process things is because of the digestive system, because we want to separate the whole thing in order to understand the parts. And now we go to try to understand it. Yesterday we talked about how the being is trying to get energy in order to move, and for that it needs energy from the outside, what we call love or food. Okay, that's what we spoke yesterday. So when you bring that energy, that love or that food inside of you, in order for it to become energy for your action and life, has to go through a long process. Okay, so that process is what we call to digest. So the first thing that I do in the process is, for example, taking an apple. I see the apple, but then the first thing is to bite the apple and to start to chew the apple until it starts to go in pieces, so it's easy for the digestive system to process that information. Because the first process that we do is with the teeth. This means that the teeth are the first extensions of our whole body that is trying to process information. So the teeth, each one of them, represents an aspect of our life in which we try to process information. We can go to each tooth, to look for that information, to see what they represent each other. So the problem that I have in each tooth would be something that can show me where is my problem of processing information. This is why the teeth are the first filter from where I can understand from where I am processing the information. So of course that you will have to go to someone that knows the codification of the teeth, okay, to understand which is the problem. So the next step would be the esophagus, and the esophagus would be the one that brings the information from the mouth, the food, towards the stomach. And during that path, what we used to say is, for example, I cannot swallow this situation. I cannot. I ate it as it came. I don't know if you use this word in English, but it's like I couldn't see this before, so I just eat it. Some expression, or I swallow this lie. Okay, for example, all these things that connect what the process of communication of what we bring to our body. Hmm? Then we have the stomach, and the stomach will be the bag where all the food is being discomposed by the acids that were created in the gallbladder. Okay, thank you. Thank you, gallbladder. So gallbladder, yeah, gallbladder. So so from there, all the acids are created to make the food in pieces, so tiny little pieces that that it could be processed and absorbed by the intestine. The heavy part of the food will be processed also by the liver, and the liquids will be also processed by the kidneys. So the once this paste is created and it's all fluffy and discomposed, it goes straight to the 9 meters of the thin intestine. So in the 9 meters, there is a tiny hair, like hair, that absorbs all the nutrients, all the minerals, vitamins, and everything that was before in the food. So now it's just tiny parts that can be absorbed, and from there they are filtered to go into the blood torrent. So from the blood it goes to all the body. Then, of course, from the blood, the pancreas push the insulin, creates the insulin to look for these carbs, for these sugars in the blood, and grabs them towards the tissues, and from there, from the molecules, starts to divide in the atoms. So the energy created from the division could be used for this by the cells to create energy, vitality. The rest, what the body says, I don't need this, this is useful, just is compact, all is well compact in the thick intestine, and it goes out through the anus. All of this process is about 6 to 8 hours. So every day we are between 6 to 8 hours to make a process to take all this food, this energy, compact energy, matter, and we dissolve it into parts, okay? So we could figure out what is useful for me and what not. So to all of that, we use this process. By hearing this, we should understand now that we take a lot of time to one only thing and make it into pieces to see what we need and what we don't need. What we don't need, what we process and we say, our body says, I don't need this, is not bad. This is not. It's just that I don't need it. But then somebody else will use it because they need it. Like, for example, the plants, they will need the shit to create compost for the fruits and the flowers. So we should never say that when you take something, you have to believe it 100%. And also, you shouldn't say that when you have something and you don't believe it, it's 100% off. Because from everything, there is something that we need, and from everything, there is something that we don't need. And if we don't need it, it's precisely because somebody else needs it. So this is why also we have problems creating a society, because usually society works by ideology, and by ideology, I just believe that everyone will need the same thing that I need. But it's not like that. What I believe is what I need, but maybe it's not what the others need. So what this means, that even in the microcosmos and the macrocosmos, the whole thing is a process of digestion. So we would say that now we find ourselves in the stomach trying to dissolve the parts to understand what they are. So this means that what we have done till now is to retrieve what our ancestors in the teeth had already worked for us. So they did a part. They inherit something, okay, that as a legacy we now have through the path of history in the softs. So basically what we are just doing now is trying to go through the duoden, how do you say it in English, with a foot inside the thin intestine. What we are just doing right now is to try to understand the meaning, the sense of everything, the forms that are surrounding us. That's what we are doing now, to understand. This is what we are trying to do, to dissolve the things, to understand the things. That's why we are heading to the duodenum and ending the process of the stomach. So what it means to go into the intestine now, it means to find the true essence that you have within, that you are within. So we could say that we are now entering in the intestine, which is the beginning of our existential process. So this means that I came from the apple that the universe ate. So I am a tiny piece of apple, and I know that I am an apple. I am an apple, but I don't know what I have to give from this what I am. So inside the process of the intestine, I will recognize that inside this tiny little piece of apple, I also have fructose, sugars that will be the essence that will help to the universe. Basically, as a human, I am doing the same process. I recognize myself as a human, and then I discover the potential that I have within. So when I activate my potentials, I become a part of the system, of the universe, and I give the best of what I can give from myself. How to understand this? That if I do the opposite thing, which would be, no, I am an apple, and I am not anything else. I am just an apple, human, I am an apple. So I close myself because I don't want to share what I am. Suddenly, what I will become, you know what you will become. Yes, shit, poop, compost. So basically, this is what we see around in our planet. that thing that we may call human shit. Okay, the things that we call human shit are all these humans or people that they are not bad people. They just believe that they are something that they are not. So they just attach themselves to the idea of what they are, but they don't allow themselves to discover what they really are within. We would say that there is no bad people or shitty people, as we may say. What really exists is people that um, that they are afraid and they don't want to share the essence of what they really are. Mm-hmm. We have to picture this, that we have to take away the idea of thinking that there are bad people there and good people here, that there are useless people there, useful people here, and that we need to get rid of those people because they are bad. No, what we have to do is to understand that those people maybe are not useful for our system, but they will be useful for another system. Because in the universe, everything is recycling. If you find yourself surrounded with people that are open to show who they are, to set themselves, to deliver themselves to the world, to do many things, and they share the essence of who they are, they don't have filters, they are free, they are in the path of looking themselves. So this means that the intestine has absorbed your essence, so you are going to the blood torrent of the cosmos. And the blood is heading where? Is heading to the heart. The heart is moving all the blood around, so you are now useful for the whole world because the blood is going everywhere through the heart, which is the service. Let's see this idea. What happened in the other side? When you just are surrounded of shitty people in your life and people that complains, people that gossip, people that is talking only about bad things, and you only see shit around in the world. You can only see the bad things, everything, and you feel that the world is pushing towards you and making a lot of pressure, and you feel in a prison full of shit. Where are you? Sorry, but I should tell you that you are in the thick intestine. So you had gone straight through the 9 meters and you are going to the compost. I think it's an easy way to understand in which part of the process we find ourselves. Basically, what we have done is to deny to watch within, to forget to take outside the essence, because we were so concerned on looking into the shit that is in the world that suddenly we became also that shit. It's not bad to be shit. It's just a long process. It's not bad to become shit because you go to the plants and you nourish the roots, and someday you will become a flower. So you will flower. You will open your crown chakra. You will. And then you will become an apple, a fruit. And somebody else will eat that apple. And the process starts again. The digestive system, we as humans call it the process of the being. It's so easy and so beautiful to say the process of a spiritual awakening, that we sometimes forget about the intestines. And we forget that we are in a constant cycle. Observe this, that when the food goes to the intestines and it goes to the blood, from the blood it goes to the tissues, it goes to the cells, from the cells it goes to the DNA, and in the DNA I became the universe. I became a code in the universe, and that's the process of enlightenment. If I am able to awake my essence, I become part of the divine. If I am not open, if I don't awake my essence, so the divine will go to the bathroom. And when it goes to the bathroom, the cycle starts again. So you have to become shit, go to land, become a flower, become a fruit, be eaten again, go to the digestive system, be shitted again, go to the plant, blah, 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 constantly. So the reason of all this is to absorb, to awake the essence of ourselves, and not to become shit once and again. And the process keeps going because the question would be, and the divine, what does the divine after that? So that would be for another time. So I hope this pedagogy explanation would be understandable for the process of enlightenment. So the task for today would be to try to analyze, to understand, to write down in which process I am living. Observe the surrounding and try to understand in which part of the process of the digestive system you find yourself right now, and how do you process the information in your life. So the task also would be to understand, what do you eat? So take note of what do you eat, what of those things you know they made you bad, what made you good, fine. If you have any problem in your digestive system, how do you live with that? How do you feel? Okay. So analyze, how are you eating, and how is the process of how you eat. By understanding the way how we eat, we also picture how we process life. I spoke too much. Let's go to the issue of today. So, because of some questions that I've seen here, there are hundreds of people that works with biodecodification. Okay, so they could help you to understand specifically what is the issue that you have in your body, to understand it better, and also nutritionist and Ayurvedic, most of it, so you could understand how to eat better according to your own self. Okay, to a nutritionist and person that does biodecodification would help you much more in a tiny time than years of therapy. So try it. The vibration of today is Su. The statement for today is, I am a grid of creators. The code of today is the soul pattern P. It says, And it is this fuel that gives us the force, the power, the will to act, to move forward. The P sound is the pattern of action, originated by the energy of what was consumed. For the universe is just a being consuming its own energy and generating new one by doing it. it in creativity to keep on the cycle of production. Creators, we are doers. We begin by yawning, stretching the body, massaging, and caressing. I let the weight of my body fall down as I focus in my breathing. I feel the oxygen coming in through my nose towards my lungs, heart, blood, organs, and muscles. Take a deep breath and go within your body with your imagination. Find a cell that you resound the most and bring it in front of you until you see it big and bigger than your body. Take a deep breath and go inside the cell until you feel that you're floating in the cytoplasm, touching with your hands the nucleus and grabbing with your hands the chromosomes until you just unrolled it, feeling the chains of DNA curling between your fingers. Recognize that they are the codes that you be who you are. I recognize that I am a mother cell within my mother's body. I am now an egg. I watch above me and perceive the light of the I am coming towards me as a spiral in the shape of an spermatozoid. I feel the spermatozoid touching the limits of the cell, changing its polarity, making it shine as a sun. Take a deep breath and perceive how the spermatozoid, with the energy of the I am, starts to go with your body in a spiral, going through the crown, third eye, the throat, heart, plexus, and from there it is spread its genetical material towards the sacrum, the root, knees and feet. Feel now how my cell starts to be divided in two by meiosis. From my point of view, the I; from the other cell, the I am. I perceive how these cells divide again in 4, in 8, 16, and so on, constantly until they expand, creating my body. I perceive how my organs begin to take form. My heart, brain, lungs, intestines, all of them with the muscles and bones. I start to perceive and feel my feet, my legs, arms and hands, my head. I am in the womb of Mother, recognizing that I am a creator being created. I recognize myself inside the process of existence, close to begin the process of life. I become aware that as I begin my life, everything that I inherit, everything that I eat in the outside will be the energy that I will transform into my tools to create my own reality. In this way, I start to pronounce the sound, pushing my way out towards the life recognizing that in my own sound, I start to create my own reality. I keep pronouncing the sound. As I pronounce the sound, I push up, opening my path as I feel the outer light shine in my crown. I start to go out, take my head outside, my neck, feeling the light, my shoulders, chest and back, arms, belly, waist, until the limits of my hip and my hands. I feel light from the outside, all around from my head till my lower waist. And I become aware from that moment on, I am the creator of my own life. I am the greed of creators. I am the greed of creators. I am the greed of creators. Everything that touches me creates me. Everything that I touch is created, for I am the created and the creator itself. Take a deep breath with all this consciousness. And I take my hands to my heart. Everything that I eat becomes myself. Create my body. For I am the product of many creators. And with that, I can create my own. For I am the created and the creator. I am a greed of creators. Take a deep breath. I begin to bring all this consciousness, this awareness through my body by caressing, stretching and yawning until I open my eyes, coming back here. And so today we have eaten the I am. So remember that the task for today is to think about in which part of the process I am living in the digestive system, what I'm living right now, and what do I eat every day, how do I eat it, and how does this affect to my body. So, as always, drink a lot of water, rest, and see you tomorrow at the same time for the root chakra. Bye.